Hi, happy Tuesday. Welcome into South Florida Daily. I'm Megan Hayes.
And I'm Kate Monahan. We have a great show for you today filled with history, fun things to see and do, and more. Let's get into it.
We sit down with local businessman Ricky Wade and his daughter, how she's paving the way for the next generation of community leaders.
A Caribbean coffee shop in West Palm is on our agenda today. We'll show you what sets this one apart from other brew spots in the Palm Beaches.
But first, Kelly Ferguson takes us to one of the most historical spots in Palm Beach County to learn about a very influential man. Let's learn about Henry Flagler.
All aboard! Next stop, America's first resort destination. Joining me now is local historian and author Rick Rose, who is here to tell us all about how Palm Beach became America's first resort destination. Thank you so much for being with us, Rick.
You're very welcome.
Okay, go ahead and tell us all about it. The floor is yours.
I will do the best I can. Palm Beach lays claim to the title as being the first resort destination because it was the first purpose-built resort destination. So it all started when this was a wilderness and it was game hunting and there was a small lodge here, not much going on here in the 1880s. But it was because of the vision of Henry Flagler that really, turned this area into a resort destination. The story is very charming as well. So he had already built a hotel in St. Augustine, the Hotel Ponce de Leon, for he and his wife, and they were a little disappointed in the weather in St. Augustine because it gets cold there in the winter months. You get a frost there, it's a little gray. That was the warmest place that you could get to in the United States at that time with the train, was Jacksonville, and you made your way to St. Augustine. One of the main reasons why Palm Beach became America's first resort destination is because of an artist, Laura Woodward. She had gone on an adventure trip down here to Palm Beach. At that time, it was called the Lake Worth region, and she was doing landscape paintings. She took those paintings back up to St. Augustine with her and was selling them at the Hotel Ponce de Leon, which Henry Flagler had already built in the 1880s. And when Mr. Flagler spotted her artwork, and they were themed Florida landscapes, he asked Mrs. Woodward, "That doesn't look like any Florida landscape around here in St. Augustine. Where is that?" And Mrs. Woodward said, "Well, that's a beautiful paradise down in the Lake Worth region." So paraphrasing, she said more or less, "You should go check that out." And he did that. He did an expedition down the peninsula looking for maybe another destination to open a hotel that was warmer. So when he got on that boat in Juneau and he was making his way down the lagoon, he saw all the coconut palms swooping from the banks of the lake, flowering royal poinciana trees. He realized he discovered the place where Mrs. Woodward was doing those paintings. And so one of the stops of that boat was approximately here at the location of Whitehall. He got off that boat, and within months he started buying up all the property here, and in 1894 he opened the Royal Poinciana Hotel. And when that opened in 1894, it was the biggest hotel in the world, the biggest wooden structure in the world. And in addition, he built a train system down from Jacksonville, the Florida East Coast Railroad, all the way down from Jacksonville, just to get to that resort. So this area opened as a resort long before it actually became a town or a city. And that's what differentiates it.
So when you think about those early times, do you ever, as you were writing and researching, did he think what they thought in California when they struck gold? Eureka, I have found the spot. This is it. Because it's warm all the time.
Well, one thing I think we know from Henry Flagler, he was a great visionary. So he was always looking forward. In fact, another reason why I like to say that Palm Beach is America's first resort destination, there were so many other firsts here. To get in a train in New York in January and then go down to Jacksonville, change trains, and get off in Palm Beach in January where we have this weather like today, that was extraordinarily exotic. So it's akin to Mr. Musk opening a hotel on a satellite and providing a rocket to go back and forth. Well, to open that huge hotel in the Florida swamps, the last frontier on the American Eastern Seaboard, was quite a feat. So there's no question that he himself was probably one of the few people that had that vision, and he successfully implemented it. In the modern era, we think of a resort as something that is fully kind of inclusive. It offers lots of different amenities, a golf course, tennis courts, bathing, everything imaginable. And in that sense, that's where Palm Beach stands out among other seaside resort towns, because it was really the first that had a lot of those amenities. The oldest golf course in the state of Florida is the old course of the Breakers Hotel, which was designed during the era of Henry Flagler, I believe in 1896 approximately. It's the oldest golf course in the state of Florida, 20 years before the state of New Jersey even had a golf course. In the 1880s, when they applied for the first post office, they wanted to call this Palm City because of all of the coconut palms here. Many people don't realize they're not indigenous to the local area here. What had happened in 1878, a ship was traveling from Havana to Cadiz, Spain, called the Providencia. And it was a cargo ship, ran aground in a storm on our coral reefs just offshore here. The local pioneers rescued the crew off the ship. And the next day, when the weather was better, they went out to see if there was any way to rescue the ship and repair it so they could continue their trip. And in fact, there was no way to repair the ship. So the crew offered to the locals, if you can get us up to civilization, you can have the cargo. And the cargo was 20,000 coconuts. So that's how Palm Beach has all these coconut palms here. They landed on the Providencia. The locals planted them here as a type of crop. When they applied for the first post office in the 1880s, they got a card back from the US government, Postal Service, denied, because there was already a Palm City post office to the north. So they ended up calling this Palm Beach.
We obviously had no roads, no railroad, no intercoastal waterway. It was a thick jungle in between. The solution to that was to hire one man to walk the mail down the beach to what is today Miami. And it took him 3 days to walk there, 3 days to walk back. He rested a day on a Sunday and started all over again. It was about 7,000 miles of walking a year. He was paid $600 a year to do it. Not surprisingly, none of these mail carriers ever attempted to renew their contract. It was a pretty brutal way to earn $600 a year.
Until 1893, South Florida continued to be a wild and life-defying place, developed by sheer grit and determination. But after a man named Flagler built a railroad, Palm Beach County entered a gilded age of incredible wealth. No one could have dreamed of what was to become of this harsh and primitive place when a force seemingly larger than life itself arrived in South Florida.
Flagler's Railroad absolutely changed Florida, especially South Florida. He did truly open us up to development, opened up our agricultural legacy. Our agricultural industry in this county is a third of our economy every year, still to this day.
Just east of his railroad along the West Palm Beach waterfront, Flagler donated land that later became the site of a new courthouse. In 1916, the Palm Beach County Courthouse was built. It was to become far more than a place for legal proceedings. It provided refuge for those seeking shelter from devastating hurricanes. It is where couples married, people were judged, a place where hopes and dreams were launched or crushed.
The hopes and aspirations of the people that moved to Florida to live the dream, this is where it started for all of them. This is where our local government was integrated. This is where we had our first African-American judge. So this building, if any one building in Palm Beach County could be selected as the building that represents everyone, this was that building.
Fire up the grill. It's almost time for New Country 103.1's Rib Roundup.
South Florida's favorite country music festival returns to I Think Financial Amphitheater in West Palm Beach Saturday, March 2nd. Country superstars Lainey Wilson, Nate Smith, and Warren Zeters are slated to perform at the annual event. Grab some barbecue, dive into a delicious lineup of entertainment. The show starts at noon. We're giving away tickets to Rib Roundup on our Instagram page. Find us at South FL Daily. Look for the giveaway post to find out how you can enter for your chance to win. Good luck, and we'll see you at Rib Roundup.
The South Florida Daily Set is sponsored by El Dorado Furniture. A Caribbean coffee shop in West Palm is on our agenda today. We'll show you what sets this one apart from other brew spots in the Palm Beaches.
Let's head over to a popular coffee house in downtown West Palm Beach, where the owner discovered a passion for coffee beans while growing up in Jamaica.
I love coffee. And I come through the doors of this place and I see world's best. How do you get that title?
Not me. It's really, the Jamaican Blue Mountain coffee is known as the world's best coffee. It's also synonymous to the champagne of all coffees, known for its super smoothness, zero bitterness, and very low in its acidity.
Is it the climate? Is that what it is?
Climate, the height on the mountain, just the soil, everything, that volcanic soil that makes it so special. You can take the beans anywhere else in the world, you will never get the same effect as grown in Jamaica.
That's crazy.
This coffee comes from my grandparents' private estate.
Is that right?
Yeah, since I was a little girl going on. Our estate is actually called the Buckingham, so it's very unique.
Look at you.
Yes, look at that, like the queen, right? Queen of all coffees.
Yeah, queen of coffee. I like that. So
And
you
I'm
have
sure
this
you
in your
taste
blood.
it. Indeed.
Like-
And being Jamaican, it's all over.
Oh, wow.
I started it from ground up. I'm a single female doing this business, operational, front end, back end, all on my own. I
That's
have the best
amazing.
customers in the world.
Wow.
It's like they come in, they're like family, everyone is talking. If you look around, it's like a nice living room setting.
It is. Yeah, I like that, the connection.
I'm very grateful. Yes.
Wow, and you're also already sort of doing community outreach, right?
Yes, I do that. It's my first year, 2020, and Christmas was around the corner. I decided to have a small toy drive.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable. So many gifts, like you could hardly walk in here with
Amazing.
the level amount of gifts that I got.
On top of everything else that you do, you baked these pastries.
Yes, I did.
Like, how many of these are yours?
I would say half.
It's crazy. So we're not only getting authentic Jamaican blue coffee, we're getting authentic pastries
Yes,
made from your hands.
with love.
I love it. All right, what am I trying here? What is
So
this?
this is my coffee pecan. It is made with Blue Mountain coffee.
Is it really?
Yes.
Wow, is that good? Oh my goodness gracious, stop it. Come on! Oh my goodness gracious, what? These are mine.
South Florida Daily is on the move with Palm Tran.
Before there was a crowd, there was just the game, where the remarkable bond between a man and a horse, and a harmonious combination of talents and abilities, inspired what became the sport of kings. With a blending of the artful finesse of golf, with the speed and intensity of hockey, not only did the game evolve, but so did the crowd. It may have been built by and for royalty, but the graceful beauty and stoic athleticism of polo truly is for everyone. And you can see the sport at its finest in the perfect place. Visit thepalmbeaches.com.
Fire up the grill. It's almost time for New Country 103.1's Rib Roundup. South Florida's favorite country music festival returns to I Think Financial Amphitheater in West Palm Beach Saturday, March 2nd. Country superstars Lainey Wilson, Nate Smith, and Warren Zeters are slated to perform at the annual event. Grab some barbecue, dive into a delicious lineup of entertainment. The show starts at noon. We're giving away tickets to Rib Roundup on our Instagram page. Find us at South FL Daily. Look for the giveaway post to find out how you can enter for your chance to win. Good luck, and we'll see you at Rib Roundup.
Like what you're seeing on today's show? For more on these stories, visit our website, southfldaily.com.
And give us a follow on social. We're on Facebook and Instagram at SouthFLDaily. You just might see some amazing giveaways, behind-the-scenes photos, and more.
If you'd like to see your business featured, send us an email, info@southfldaily.com. We'll be right back.
Visit us online and at all Eldorado Furniture showrooms.
Welcome back in, and thanks for joining us here on South Florida Daily.
Still so many stories to come. Let's keep the ball rolling. February is Black History Month. It is a time for us to honor and recognize the contributions that African Americans have made throughout history. We caught up with local businessman Ricky Wade and his daughter to talk about the impact that him and his family have made on the Palm Beach County community. Tell me a little bit about what your next program is. What is the big thing that's on the horizon? What do you want to get across today?
Well, first, it's good to be here. That's the first thing. I just think that the next big thing is to continue to do what we do in our Palm Beach County, which is what we call home. It's our community, and I have been blessed. I've been fortunate, and so I have the ability to do the things that I do. And it comes from my core values, and I really, really enjoy doing that. And it gives me a sense of purpose. And so I will continue to. I'm not doing this for notoriety. I do it because it's the right thing to do.
One of your main things is giving back to the community, but also leaving a lasting legacy for generations to come. That's why Devin Ashley is here today. Talk a little bit about the Next Generation program. What is that? What do people need to know?
Well, the great thing about the brand that I'm a franchisee for is that you have the ability to bring in a second generation, a third generation, and keep it a generational business that's thriving. And it gives me pleasure to know that my daughter made the decision to join our company and join the Next Generation program. And it will give me even more joy when she actually becomes that franchisee and she's actually approved. That word legacy means a lot to me, and it's just like Black History Month. That's legacy. We feature this every February of every year. We want the world to know what's happening, who is doing what, who is helping, who is supported.
Devin Ashley, you've grown up obviously seeing the impact that your dad has made on the community, especially locally here in South Florida. Why did you decide to join the family business?
Well, you know, when I think about it, a family legacy speaks volumes. And you know, when I think of legacy, I think of it's a chapter in history that I will leave behind for others to read. You know, when I think about my parents being Ricky and Lisette Wade, they are not only my mentors, my role models, my coach, but they were the pioneers of our family business. They started the foundations, and they keep all of the McDonald's fundamentals of community, integrity, diversity, and inclusion at the forefront. And those are also my core values and beliefs. For my belief is excellence should always be a prevailing attitude. To move the organization to the next level, I have to keep excellence at the forefront.
And don't you forget that.
Absolutely. For that's why our organization is named Being the Best. For my dad always used to tell me, you're a Wade, and Wades will always be winners.
Going forward, 10, 20 years from now, 30 years from now, what hopes and dreams do you have for your parents' legacy, the company that you are joining and taking on as your own?
I want to be able to impact lives in a, positive way. And as an African American female, as a minority, I think it's really important to always cast that image that anything is possible. You know, as our former leaders, Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks, they set the stage for anything is possible. And as long as you remove all obstacles and continue trendsetting in that direction, the world is my playground. So it's time to continue moving things in the right direction.
Devin Ashley, tell me, what is Dash Legacy? It's a part of being the best, right?
Yes, it's actually an extension. Okay. So Dash, the D comes from Devin, ASH from Ashley, and Legacy. So when I developed that name, I thought of first, my parents were, as I said earlier, the pioneers. They started it all, and I would be remiss if I didn't continue the legacy. For, previous to me even going into the business, I was, getting my feet wet. I was in the communications industry, legal studies industry, and I did my own self-searching professionally for what I wanted to accomplish. But I had this thought jerker to myself one day, and I said, I would be really remiss if I do not get into the family business and continue and even make it even better, exceed the excellence expectations. For that's the legacy that I want to be able to build upon from what my parents have established.
How does it feel knowing that you're continuing your father's legacy? I mean, it has to be exciting, but also maybe some big shoes to fill.
I am not only excited, but ecstatic about it, for I love what I do. It's a passion of mine, and oftentimes in the McDonald's industry, you'll hear people say, oh, you have ketchup in your veins. And when I got into operations, I almost felt like what Ricky mentioned earlier, walking in his footsteps. I not only am walking in his footsteps, but I'm saying to myself, this is my time to continue casting the Wade legacy.
Greetings. Welcome to the Palm Beaches, America's first resort destination. I'm Emmanuel Perry, Executive Director of the Tourist Development Council for Palm Beach County, inviting you to discover the warmth, beauty, and endless possibilities of the Palm Beaches. The Palm Beaches is a way of life, offering genuine hospitality, cleaner sands, warmer waters, and fewer crowds. Our destination welcomes all with open palms and a warm and inviting atmosphere that sets us apart. Discover our diverse districts where urban sophistication meets suburban charm. Immerse yourself in the beauty of our natural wonders. From serene lakes to untamed Everglades, we have it all. Indulge in Florida's finest travel experience, where every moment is an opportunity for adventure. From upscale dining to cultural events, water sports, and family fun, the Palm Beaches offer something for everyone. Your unforgettable journey begins here. Visit thepalmbeaches.com and start planning your stay in the perfect place that we call home.
Thank you so much for joining us here on South Florida Daily. We still have so many amazing spots in South Florida to explore, so join us tomorrow to do just that.
Check us out on social on Facebook and Instagram at SouthFL Daily. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you back here tomorrow at noon.